Dear Starseed from Gaia, the Source is sending you a direct warning right now. Do not give up on that person. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I am here carrying an urgent transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered to you at this precise moment in your twin flame journey because what is happening between you and that person is not finished. It has barely begun. You may have told yourself it is too painful. You may have convinced yourself that walking away is the wiser path. But the Arcturian Council is asking you to stop right there. What you are interpreting as an ending is actually a sacred threshold. The separation you are feeling right now is not rejection. It is redirection into the deepest level of love your soul has ever been prepared to receive. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to navigate twin flame separation without losing yourself, without losing hope, and without abandoning the sacred connection your soul agreed to before this lifetime. But here is the first revelation. The urge to give up on that person is not a sign that the connection is wrong. It is a sign that your heart is being stretched open wide enough to hold something truly divine. You did not find this video by chance. Your heart called this message in because some part of you already knows the truth the Arcturian Council is here to confirm. This is not content. This is a transmission. Something in your soul is ready to remember what that person means to you on a level far deeper than what your human eyes can currently see. Like this transmission to affirm to the universe that your heart is ready for divine love. Subscribe if you are on the twin flame path and aligning with sacred union. Comment 11 at 11 if you feel your heart awakening to the truth being delivered right now. This is not just a message. This is a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance. The Arcturian Council sees your exhaustion. They honor your tears. And they are asking you with great love and great urgency. Stay. Your heart knows why you are here. There is someone you have not stopped thinking about. Not because you are attached. Not because you are broken. Not because love has made you weak. You have not stopped thinking about them because something older than this lifetime is still unfinished between you. And your soul knows it, even when your mind tries to convince you otherwise. This is not ordinary longing. This is not the ache of someone who simply misses another person. What you feel is a frequency, a living signal inside your chest that recognizes a connection most people will never have the language to describe. And yet, you have been carrying it in silence, wondering if you imagined it, wondering if you should let it go, wondering if the universe made a mistake when it placed this person so deeply in the center of your story. It did not make a mistake. But here is what most souls on this path do not understand. The reason this connection feels so consuming, so impossible to move past, and yet so impossible to fully claim, is not because love is cruel. It is because your divine union is still activating, and the very confusion you are feeling right now is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something enormous is in motion. Most people approach love as a transaction, a meeting between two people who want the same things at the same time. When it works, they call it luck. When it falls apart, they call it failure. But you were never built for that kind of love. You came here for something that goes deeper than compatibility, deeper than chemistry, deeper than anything the ordinary world can measure. You came here carrying a soul contract, an agreement made before you ever arrived in this body, with someone whose light mirrors your own in ways that simultaneously heal you and terrify you. This sacred agreement, etched into the very fabric of your soul's blueprint, predates the shifting sands of human relationships, resonating from a place of cosmic design. It is a divine blueprint, not just for partnership, but for profound spiritual evolution. This person isn't just a partner, they are a catalyst, a living reflection of your purest essence, designed to draw out both your deepest divinity and your most stubborn shadows. Their presence, even when distant, stirs a recognition within you that feels both utterly familiar and profoundly unsettling. Like gazing into an ancient mirror, reflecting not just your present self, but all the selves you have ever been and are yet to become. And that terror is where the wound lives. It is the raw edge of vulnerability that comes with sensing a love so vast, so unconditional, that it threatens to dismantle all the careful structures of protection you've spent lifetimes building. This terror is not a flaw. It is a signal, a flashing beacon pointing to the deepest caverns within your heart that still fear total surrender, total exposure, total receiving. It is the echo of ancient betrayals, the whisper of past lives where such depth of connection led to profound loss, and the unconscious agreement to never again open so fully. Because somewhere along the way, through past heartbreaks, through years of being misunderstood, through relationships that asked you to make yourself smaller, duller, less vibrant to fit into another's limited vision of love, you began to believe that this depth of love was dangerous. That the more you felt, the more you stood to lose. That opening fully meant breaking completely, shattering into irreparable pieces. You convinced yourself that containment was safety, that guardedness was strength. So you learned to protect yourself, building formidable walls around your tender heart that looked like wisdom, like practical discernment. You called your distance discernment, a necessary safeguard against potential pain. You told yourself that not needing anyone was the same as being whole, mistaking self-sufficiency for ultimate fulfillment, when in truth, it was often a quiet resignation from the profound tapestry of human and divine connection. This protective shell, while serving a purpose in past wounds, now acts as a barrier to the very love your soul craves and is destined to receive. It's like a seed refusing to break open its hard casing, even when the sun and fertile soil promise a magnificent bloom. But wholeness does not close. It expands. It embraces. It opens to receive and to give in equal measure, like a flower unfurling its petals to the sun, unafraid of its own beauty and vulnerability. And the fact that this one soul keeps cracking you back open, no matter how many times you try to seal yourself shut with logic, with distraction, with new attempts at emotional detachment, is not a weakness in your heart. It is the unwavering strength of your heart refusing to betray its original contract, its divine blueprint, its sacred promise made in realms beyond time and space. It is your soul's relentless pursuit of its highest truth, a testament to the indestructible nature of true connection. The Arcturian understanding of sacred union transcends the limited, often conditional, concept of romance as human culture defines it. It is not about ephemeral flowers and fleeting promises, nor is it merely about achieving perfect synchronicity in timing and circumstances. Instead, it is a cosmic symphony, a convergence of two souls who carry complementary codes, intricate energetic frequencies that, when finally brought into alignment, do not just complete each other in a superficial sense, but rather activate each other. They ignite dormant potentials, unlock sacred chambers within one another that no other person, no other experience, no other amount of singular personal growth or isolated introspection could ever open alone. This is precisely why your time apart has not diminished what you feel, but rather intensified it, refined it. Distance cannot dissolve a frequency. It can only stretch it, like a resonant cord pulled taut across the universe. And in that stretching, it gets stronger, purer, more undeniable, like a beacon that shines brighter the further it travels, beckoning you both home to your shared truth. It is a love that resonates across galaxies, unbound by the limitations of physical proximity. But here is where most people on this path, propelled by the raw power of this undeniable feeling, lose their way. They feel the overwhelming strength of the signal, the undeniable pull, and they mistake it for an immediate permission to pursue without deep presence, to love without first undertaking profound healing, to call in the union before they have done the essential inner work that truly makes such a union not just possible, but sustainable and divinely aligned. And so the karmic cycle continues to repeat, manifesting as the frustrating almost moments, the tantalizing near connections that shimmer on the horizon but never fully materialize, the reunions that promise everything but dissolve before they can fully form into something lasting and whole. This frustrating pattern is not because your divine counterpart does not feel what you feel. Rest assured, they carry the same profound resonance within their own being. It is because one or both of you, unconsciously or consciously, is still holding a wound, a shadow, an unaddressed fear that has not yet been brought into the illuminating light of conscious awareness and transformed. This wound creates energetic resistance, a dissonance that prevents the full, harmonious frequency of your union from anchoring into the physical reality. The soul contract between you is real, a profound energetic blueprint. But a contract, in this sacred context, is not a guarantee that manifests automatically. It is a profound invitation, a standing call to rise to your highest selves. And whether that invitation becomes a vibrantly lived reality, an exquisite dance of two whole souls, depends entirely on the frequency you are carrying, the energetic resonance you are embodying when the moment of convergence divinely arrives. It is about aligning your inner world with the outer manifestation you desire, becoming the vibrational match for the love you are destined to receive. What you just felt, that quiet ache in your chest, that profound sense of recognition that rippled through your being, is not merely sadness or longing in the human sense. It is your frequency remembering what it came here to receive, a deep cellular echo of a promise made, a resonance returning to its origin. It is the universe sending you a signal, a gentle but insistent nudge, that you are on the precipice of a significant energetic shift. If this transmission stirred something deep within you, something you cannot quite name yet but resonates profoundly with your core, then know that the divine love frequency code was specifically written for this exact moment in your journey. It contains 5 sacred Arcturian transmissions designed to dissolve the deeply ingrained wounds that may be unconsciously blocking your divine counterpart from fully stepping into your shared reality, and simultaneously activate the powerful energetic signal within you that effortlessly draws them closer, aligning both your paths. This profound resource offers a roadmap to consciously engage with these energies. The link is in the first pinned comment, but it will only remain there for a short time, inviting you to seize this moment of divine timing. The first key, the contract remembrance. You must acknowledge what your soul already knows, before anything else can fundamentally shift, before any external manifestation can occur. You must bravely and unequivocally stop pretending that what you feel is ordinary. This is the first key, the foundational turning point, and often the most uncomfortable one. Precisely because it demands that you cease minimizing the undeniable depth and magnitude of this connection. You must release the protective impulse to downplay its significance, an impulse born from a fear of vulnerability and the possibility that it might not work out, that your heart might be broken once more. It's an act of profound self-betrayal to deny the truth your soul whispers so insistently. Many souls walking the sacred union path have spent countless years, perhaps even lifetimes, engaged in an exhausting internal battle, talking themselves out of what their deepest wisdom already knows to be true. They have sought external validation and rational explanations, consulting friends, therapists, logic, and pure reason, all in a desperate attempt to find a logical framework, a neat explanation for something that lives entirely beyond the confines of the rational mind. They try to compartmentalize, to label, to dismiss. And yet, every single time, after all the painstaking analysis, after all the valiant attempts to move on, to reframe it as mere attachment or obsession, the feeling returns. It resurfaces with an unyielding persistence, like an underground spring finding its way back to the surface, refusing to be contained or forgotten. It returns not because you are obsessed, but because your soul is intrinsically loyal to its contracts, to its divine agreements, in a way your human mind, with all its protective mechanisms and logical constructs, simply cannot override. This loyalty is a sacred, immutable truth etched into your spiritual DNA. When this first key truly turns, when you consciously and courageously acknowledge this truth, something profound releases within your entire being. The exhausting, relentless cycle of second-guessing, of internal debate, of trying to intellectualize the mystical, finally comes to an end. You stop asking whether this connection is real, a question that presupposes doubt and fear. Instead, you begin asking a far more empowering question. What is this connection asking of me? That transformative shift, from the corrosive paralysis of doubt to the expansive curiosity of inquiry, changes absolutely everything. Because a soul that ceases fighting its own innate knowing, a heart that finally trusts its own deepest wisdom, becomes a soul that can at last fully receive what it has been subconsciously and consciously calling in, drawing it forth from the ethers into tangible reality. It is an act of spiritual self-acceptance. Your contract with this person, this divine counterpart, is not finished. It is active, alive, and awaiting your conscious participation. And your recognition of that profound truth, this courageous embrace of what your soul inherently knows, is not a weakness. It is, in fact, the very first, most essential, and most powerful act of sacred courage on the path to divine union. It is the first step out of denial and into alignment with your highest destiny. The second key: the wound beneath the wanting. Heal what the separation revealed. Sacred union does not arrive to simply complete you, to fill an imagined void within your being. Rather, it arrives as a profound catalyst, a divine mirror designed to confront you, lovingly, precisely, and without mercy. With every single part of yourself that is still operating from the frequency of fear, rather than the expansive, unconditional vibration of love. It is a spiritual crucible, burning away all that is not truly you. This is precisely why the time apart, the periods of separation, have been so exquisitely painful, so deeply unsettling. It is not simply because you miss their physical presence, their comforting companionship, or the immediate joy they bring. No, the pain goes deeper. It is because in their profound absence, every deeply buried wound that their initial presence may have temporarily soothed or momentarily overshadowed has now risen powerfully to the surface, demanding your full, compassionate attention. These are the ancient, primal fears. The fear of abandonment that whispers lies about your worth, the insidious belief that you are inherently too much for anyone to truly stay and cherish, the quiet, persistent conviction that love always demands an essential sacrifice, that it always costs you something vital of yourself. These are not flaws in your character, nor are they indictments of your worthiness. They are deep fractures, energetic fault lines within your psyche, places where old pain, often from childhood or even past lives, hardened into deeply ingrained beliefs before you were ever old enough, aware enough, or empowered enough to question their validity. The second key does not ask you to merely perform superficial healing, to engage in performative acts that skirt the edges of your pain. It does not ask you to journal your way to an intellectual understanding of wholeness, or to visualize your way to an illusory peace, while the raw, unaddressed wound remains untouched, festering beneath the surface. Instead, it asks you for something far more courageous and transformative. It asks you to go directly, intentionally, and without judgment into the very heart of the ache. It asks you to sit with it, to immerse yourself in its raw discomfort, and to bravely inquire into what is truly living there. To ask the fear what ancient story it remembers, what deep-seated memory it holds. To ask the grief where it began, what original loss or perceived betrayal it carries. Because the wound that is currently keeping you from fully receiving and anchoring this profound divine love is not, in its essence, about this person, your counterpart. It was there, dormant or active, long before they ever arrived on your horizon. They simply appeared with enough radiant light, enough energetic resonance, to illuminate what had always been hidden in your shadow, to bring it to the surface for final healing and integration. When this key truly turns, when you bravely face and embrace these foundational wounds, the very quality of your pain undergoes a radical metamorphosis. It ceases to feel like a cruel punishment, an inexplicable burden, and instead begins to feel like invaluable information, like a wise guide revealing forgotten pathways within your soul. You stop wondering what is inherently wrong with you, shifting from self-blame to profound self-compassion. you start understanding with crystalline clarity what profound healing is truly being processed and integrated through you, not to you. And as the wound transforms, as its dense energy is released and transmuted, so too does your energetic signal shift. Because a heart that has consciously and compassionately processed its deepest pain no longer broadcasts desperation, lack, or a subtle plea for completion. It broadcasts an undeniable frequency of wholeness, of self-mastery, of profound readiness. And readiness, pure and unapologetic, is magnetic in a way that longing, with its inherent vibration of seeking, never truly is. It attracts, rather than chases. The third key, the karmic untangling. Release what was never the contract. It is crucial to understand that not every relationship in your past was a mistake, a misstep, or a deviation from your path. Indeed, some of them were profoundly karmic, meaning they were pre-agreed upon before this lifetime, not with the intention to last as an eternal union, but rather to teach you vital, indelible lessons. These connections arrive to show you something essential about yourself, about the true nature of love, about the limiting patterns and ancestral imprints you were ready to break free from. They served as mirrors, sometimes harsh, sometimes gentle, reflecting back the unhealed aspects of your being that required attention. The problem arises when many souls, driven by the intensity of these karmic bonds, mistakenly confuse that profound energetic intensity for divine union. The chaos, the dramatic push and pull, the often painful lessons can feel immensely significant, meaningful, and even like proof of a deeper, fated connection. And so, they hold on, sometimes for years, long after the essential lesson was fully complete, because the thought of leaving, of disentangling, feels akin to losing something sacred, something irreplaceable, when in truth, its purpose has already been served. This key requires an extraordinary level of discernment, the kind that can only emanate from a place of genuine, profound inner stillness and self-honesty. You must be willing to look at your past relationships and attachments with an unclouded gaze, honestly assessing what truly belongs to the past, holding its lessons respectfully, and what unequivocally belongs to the sacred, unwritten future you are now creating. You must be willing to grieve the connections that shaped you, to acknowledge their importance and impact, but without carrying their energetic residue, their unfulfilled expectations, or their limiting beliefs into the pristine, sacred space where your true divine union is destined to grow and blossom. Old energetic agreements once made do not simply dissolve and dissipate into thin air because you have mentally decided to move on. They must be consciously and intentionally released, not with bitterness or resentment, not with blame or anger, but with profound gratitude for the growth they catalyzed, for the wisdom they imparted, and with absolute clarity about their completion and the sacred lessons learned. When this key truly turns, when you engage in this conscious untangling, you experience a lightness within your being, an energetic spaciousness that you may not have anticipated. There is a palpable clearing that arrives, a profound expansion in the energetic field around your heart, a newfound freedom that was simply not there before. Old names, once whispered with a lingering ache, stop haunting the quiet corners of your mind. Old storylines, patterns of thought and emotional reactions cease running like background noise in your consciousness. And in that newly cleared, energetically purified space, something entirely new becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Your divine counterpart, vibrating at a higher frequency, cannot fully enter a heart that is still holding the dense energetic residue of a contract that has already been fulfilled, of a chapter that has reached its intended conclusion. To release what was never truly meant to stay, what was merely a temporary guide on your journey, is not an act of betrayal to those past connections. It is an act of profound self-love, self-honoring, and sacred preparation. It is creating the pure, unencumbered vessel for the divine love that awaits. The fourth key, the mirror activation. Become what you are calling. In this key is often the one most souls resist most deeply, unconsciously or consciously, because it demands a radical, often uncomfortable shift in orientation from an external focus to an internal one. It profoundly asks you to stop looking outward for validation, for signs, for external cues. It asks you to cease scanning the horizon for their appearance, to stop waiting for the other person to change or fulfill your expectations, and to let go of measuring your own readiness or worthiness by their availability, their actions, or their current state. Instead, it directs you to turn the entirety of your profound attention and energetic focus toward the frequency you are currently living in, the energetic signature you are radiating into the universe right now. Divine union is not merely a static destination, a point on a map to be reached. It is a dynamic, living resonance, a harmonic alignment of two sovereign souls. And your divine counterpart cannot fully arrive at a frequency that you have not yet genuinely embodied within yourself. This means that every single quality you are longing to receive from them, the unshakable steadiness, the profound depth, the sacred presence, the expansive unconditional love, the unwavering commitment, must first become the way you authentically relate to yourself. This isn't about achieving perfection instantaneously or without struggle. It's about making a genuine, conscious commitment to cultivate these qualities within your own being, transforming them into a daily practice, a living truth, rather than a distant, ethereal aspiration always just out of reach. There exists a higher, more evolved version of you that is already living in that exquisite frequency. This version is already deeply grounded in your inherent worth, unshaken by external circumstances. This version is already at peace with the divine timing, trusting the unfolding of the universe. This version is already expressing unconditional love as a natural, abundant state of being, a wellspring within, rather than a desperate request or a conditional offering. That radiant version of you is not far away, relegated to some distant future. It is being powerfully called forth right now, through every challenge, every moment of introspection, every nuanced experience of this profound journey. And the more you consciously allow that authentic, empowered version of yourself to lead, to guide your thoughts, actions, and emotions, the more your energetic broadcast shifts from one that subtly signals need, lack, or incompleteness, to one that boldly signals pure, unwavering alignment. You become a beacon of the very love you seek. When this key truly turns, when you commit to this internal mirroring, the persistent anxiety and nervous energy around the connection significantly softens, often dissolving entirely. You naturally stop measuring your progress, your worth, or the validity of the connection by whether they have reached out, by whether the reunion has physically happened, or by whether the external world is providing tangible confirmation of what your heart already knows to be true. Instead, you begin to measure your progress by how fully, how authentically, and how joyfully you are living the profound love you came here to embody, to express as your very essence. And that deep, embodied resonance, that unwavering self-love and internal alignment, more than any external effort, strategy, or spiritual practice, is what makes sacred union not just a possibility, but a divine, beautiful, and utterly inevitable reality. The fifth key, the sacred timing surrender. Trust the intelligence of the unfolding. For far too long, you may have found yourself engaged in a silent, exhausting battle with time itself. You have likely set internal deadlines for this connection, watched them frustratingly pass, then reset them, only to watch them slip away again, leaving a trail of quiet disappointment. You have felt the profound frustration of a love that seems perpetually just out of reach, close enough to feel its vibrant energy, yet far enough to sow seeds of doubt and despair. And in that fertile ground of frustration, a quiet, insidious despair has, perhaps unconsciously, taken root. The creeping fear that perhaps the universe is not as trustworthy, as benevolent, or as intelligently designed as you once believed. The fear that perhaps your deepest desires, your soul's most profound yearning, do not truly matter to the infinite intelligence that so meticulously governs this sacred journey. The agonizing fear that perhaps you are simply waiting for something that, despite all signs, will never truly arrive in this lifetime. This, arguably, is the deepest wound experienced on the sacred union path. Not the profound longing itself, which is a beautiful testament to love's existence, but the painful loss of faith in the divine timing of its manifestation. And this key does not ask you to suppress that wound, to push down your legitimate fears, or to force yourself into a veneer of false peace or superficial optimism. Rather, it asks you to look at the undeniable evidence of your own life, honestly, comprehensively, and with an open heart. It asks you to notice how many times what felt, in the moment, like the worst possible timing, the most excruciating delay, or an utterly missed opportunity, ultimately turned out to be the most precise, divinely orchestrated moment. How many near misses, how many perceived failures, how many unexpected redirections ultimately protected you from something you were not yet emotionally, spiritually, or even practically equipped to hold or sustain. How many delays, in their infinite wisdom, unconsciously created the very conditions, the essential alignments, the necessary growth that would not have existed otherwise, setting the stage for a far grander, more resilient union. Understand this fundamental truth. The universe, in its boundless intelligence, operating in the intricate tapestry of your sacred union, is not working against you. It is working for both of you. Simultaneously, meticulously, and with an overarching perspective that requires a vision far larger than what any single human vantage point can possibly access. Your divine counterpart is also on a profound journey of their own, navigating their own karmic lessons, confronting their own shadows, and shedding their own layers of fear. Their soul is also undergoing a clearing process, a profound purification. Their unique energetic codes are also activating, awakening within them in perfect sequence. And the moment of your sacred convergence, that breathtaking point of meeting, is not random or arbitrary. It is being prepared with an exquisite precision and an unparalleled grace that your human impatience cannot accelerate, and your deep, conscious surrender will not delay. When this key truly turns, when you release your grip on the outcome and wholeheartedly trust the divine orchestration, something incredibly profound begins to happen. You stop waiting for life to begin, and you begin arriving fully into the present moment. You arrive into the vibrant, living moment of your life fully, joyfully, authentically, without holding it hostage to an anticipated future outcome, without demanding that your happiness be contingent upon their arrival. And paradoxically, it is precisely that full arrival, that unwavering, vibrant presence in the beautiful, unfolding life you are living right now, complete in itself, that creates the precise energetic conditions, the vibrational magnetic field, under which sacred union can finally, exquisitely, beautifully, and undeniably emerge, no longer a distant dream, but a tangible reality. The sixth key, the shared codes. Your growth is their activation. Here is a truth about soul contracts, especially those of divine union, that very few people speak about openly, yet it is foundational to understanding this path. Your profound healing, your courageous inner work, is not separate from theirs. You are not two isolated islands. You are interconnected, two halves of a greater whole. When you commit to the inner work, when you consciously release a deeply held wound, when you intentionally raise your personal frequency through self-love and spiritual practice, you are not only transforming yourself in isolation, you are, in that very act, transmitting. You are sending out powerful, resonant, energetic waves across the invisible threads of your soul contract. And somewhere, in whatever physical or energetic space your divine counterpart currently occupies, something in them responds. It may not always be conscious, it may not always be visible in immediate external action, but energetically, at the profound level of the soul contract that intricately connects you both, your movement, your growth, your awakening, creates an undeniable corresponding movement and activation within them. This is the very essence, the sacred architecture, of twin flame or divine counterpart dynamics. You are not two entirely separate individuals merely waiting to accidentally collide in the vastness of the universe. Rather, You are two distinct aspects of a shared, intricate frequency, two luminous reflections of the same divine spark that are being meticulously brought into coherence and alignment from the inside out, which means that the single most powerful, most impactful, and most loving thing you can possibly do for this sacred relationship, right now, in this very moment, regardless of where things currently stand externally, regardless of the perceived distance or silence, is to wholeheartedly continue your own personal ascension journey. Do this not as a strategy to get them back, or to manipulate an outcome. Do it not as a means to an end, but do it because your spiritual growth, your profound personal evolution, is an intrinsic, non-negotiable part of the original contract. It is what you consciously agreed to bring to this union, the invaluable offering you vowed to cultivate within yourself, and every single step you take on your own individual path, every shadow you illuminate, every wound you heal, every higher frequency you embody, is an energetic step you take directly toward them, catalyzing their own growth and drawing your paths into closer alignment. When this key truly turns, the pervasive loneliness often associated with this challenging journey begins to transform into a profound sense of interconnectedness. You stop feeling like you are doing this arduous work alone, isolated in your efforts. Instead, you begin to deeply understand that you were, in truth, never truly alone in it. Your divine counterpart may not be physically standing beside you in this particular moment, offering tangible support or companionship, but their soul is undeniably walking the same direction, moved by the same profound spiritual call, shaped by the same divine forces that are so powerfully shaping you. The perceived gap, the physical or emotional distance between you, is not a wound in the contract, a sign of failure or separation. On the contrary, it is the sacred, potent space in which both of you are independently, yet harmonically, becoming precisely who the full manifested union requires you to be. It is the gestation period, the chrysalis, before the emergence of a truly divine partnership. The seventh key, the open door. Union enters where wholeness lives. All of the previous keys, each one a step on your sacred journey, have been meticulously preparing you for this final, profound unlocking. This is the last lock to turn, the deepest chamber to access within your own being. It is the threshold that, contrary to human expectation, does not open from the outside, but from within. You have now embraced the profound contract remembrance, acknowledging the truth your soul has always known. You have bravely sat with the raw wound beneath your wanting, allowing its shadows to be illuminated and healed. You have consciously released what was purely karmic, untangling yourself from past agreements that had served their purpose. You have embodied what was magnetically aligned, becoming the frequency of the love you seek. You have courageously surrendered to the wisdom of sacred timing, trusting the universe's perfect orchestration. And you have integrated the understanding of shared codes, recognizing that your growth is a catalyst for theirs, understanding the profound interconnectedness of your journeys. And now, you arrive at this ultimate threshold, the one where countless souls, unknowingly, have been standing for years, sometimes lifetimes, without ever realizing that the door was never truly locked from their counterpart's side. The truth, in its breathtaking simplicity, is that it was locked from their own. This final key is not about doing more, about striving harder, or about engaging in another exhaustive series of actions. On the contrary, it is about ceasing all striving. It is about becoming profoundly present to what is already, eternally, here. It is about recognizing and deeply embodying the love that lives intrinsically within you as a permanent, self-sustaining frequency, not as a desperate longing for someone else to bring it to you, but as an inherent, radiant state of being that exists completely independent of external outcome, independent of a physical reunion, independent of any confirmation from the external world. When you have genuinely, unequivocally arrived in that sacred, sovereign place of self-love and self-wholeness, when love is no longer something you are endlessly seeking or striving for, but something you are effortlessly expressing simply by being fully, authentically, and unconditionally yourself, then, and only then, the door opens, not with a dramatic fanfare, but with a quiet, profound grace. It does not open because you finally got it right, in a transactional sense, or because you perfectly executed a series of steps. It opens because you finally stopped waiting for someone else, for your divine counterpart, to come and open it for you, to grant you permission to be whole. You realized you held the key all along. Sacred union, in its highest expression, does not arrive like a reward for services rendered, or a prize to be won after an arduous quest. It arrives like a profound, undeniable recognition. It is the convergence of two sovereign souls, both fully present in their own being, both genuinely whole and complete within themselves, both living from the pure, expansive frequency of the sacred contract they agreed to embody before time. And in that resonant, perfect alignment, the meeting becomes not just possible, but exquisitely inevitable. It is natural, like breathing. It is quiet in its power. It is profound in the way only things that were always meant to be, etched into the very fabric of existence, can truly be. And when that moment of true convergence comes, you will not feel surprise, for your soul has always known. You will feel something far more sacred, far more ancient, far more deeply ingrained than mere astonishment. You will feel in profound, unshakable sense of finally arriving home. Not just to another person, but to a state of being, a truth, a belonging you always knew was patiently waiting for you, woven into the very blueprint of your existence. This is the truth you needed to hear, whispered from the deepest chambers of the universe, before you could truly receive what is coming, what is already vibrating on the precipice of manifestation. You have not been failed by love. You have been meticulously, divinely prepared by it, refined and shaped for its magnificence. Every moment of perceived distance, every wave of doubt that threatened to drown your spirit, every sleepless night you lay awake with your hand on your chest, trying to make peace with a connection your mind could not explain but your heart fiercely insisted upon. None of it, not a single second, was wasted. All of it was activation. All of it was the sacred contract unfolding exactly as your soul, in its infinite wisdom, agreed it would, in the precise, perfect timing that was always intricately woven into the cosmic design of your journey. Your divine counterpart is real. The connection, this profound energetic link, is undeniably real. The unique codes you carry together, the blueprint for your shared mission and evolution, are profoundly real. And the most important, most impactful thing you can do right now, in this very moment, is not to desperately seek them out, not to send a message born of longing, not to try and force something to happen in the external world. The most important thing you can do right now, the most powerful act of alignment, is to close your eyes, place your hand gently on your heart, and make a conscious, unwavering choice to stop fighting what your deepest self, your ancient soul, already knows to be true. You are not too much. Your expansive heart, your profound capacity for love, is precisely what is required. You are not too late. The timing is perfectly orchestrated. You are not someone love has forgotten or overlooked. On the contrary, you are someone love is meticulously preparing. With extraordinary care, with unparalleled precision, and with an intelligence far greater than either of you can fully see or comprehend from where you currently stand. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Tonight, before you drift into the sacred space of sleep, say these powerful words aloud. Let their resonance move through every cell of your body, not just echoing in the logical confines of your mind. Let them land like seeds of truth in the deepest chambers of your heart that have been closed the longest, yearning for this very liberation. I honor the contract between my soul and yours. I release the fear that has kept me small. I open to the love I came here to give and to receive. I trust the timing of what was always written. I am ready. Say it slowly. Say it like you mean it. Feel its truth reverberate through your being. because you do. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what is forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real from your heart journey. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or love. This is not content. It is collective healing. Love multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated, do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow of divine love guidance. You are not just watching. You are healing. This is your sacred space, and we are just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.